Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with Packer, doing the Get Started section for AWS. So let's take a look at this. It says HashiCorp Packer automates the creation of any type of machine image, including AWS AMIs. You will build an Ubuntu machine image on AWS in this tutorial. Okay, sounds easy enough. So we've got installing Packer, building an image, provision variables, parallel builds, and then post-processing with Vagrant. If I just hit start, does it take me through all of them? It sure does. Okay, this tutorial also appears in Docker. We'll do that later. Packer may be installed in the following ways. Use a precompiled binary. They release them for all supported platforms, and it's recommended for most users. All right, so we'll probably be doing that. Install from source. Ooh, for advanced users. And then your system's package manager. I'm on Windows, so we'll probably use Chocolatey. Yep, Chocolatey, Choco install Packer. Well, let's try this and see what happens. I get to do a brand new repo. This is going to be exciting. So let's close this guy. And then let's go back, make dir dir Packer. All right, this is my first Packer repo. I'll have to make this. Okay, so Choco install Packer. Let's go ahead and try this. What could go wrong? You're not running from elevated. Fine. Let's do this. PowerShell, run as administrator. And then this takes forever. There we go. Choco install Packer. All right, we're accepting some licensing stuff. We're going to do... Oh, there's no version. It just says Packer. Okay, I'm going to pause this while it thinks forever. Okay, and it's finally done. As you can see here, I hit enter a bunch of times because I'm impatient. So let's refresh our environment with refresh env. And now we're good. So we went ahead and installed Packer 64-bit 1.7.8. Okay, for Windows, and I went ahead and added this to the path. Most recent version of Packer. Let's see if sometimes it's not managed by HashiCorp, the Chocolatey package. So okay, cool. So the Windows binary download is in fact the same version as the most recent version for HashiCorp download. All right, so we're going to verify this by just typing Packer. Let's see what happens. Packer. All right, cool. Let's close this. Let's come here. No. Packer. All right, we're cooking with gas. We don't need to troubleshoot, and that's installing Packer. So literally Choco install Packer, and that's it. All right, so let's go next. So now we're going to build an image. So we're going to build a T2 Micro Amazon EC2 AMI. Okay, so we're going to provision resources that qualify under free tier. Cool. So we're going to make dir Packer tutorial. All right, so let's do that inside of our Packer folder, and then we're going to go to that directory, being lazy and copy and pasting, and we're going to create a file, aws-ubuntu.packer.hcl, adding the following HCL block to it, and then save the file. All right, so let's just sudo vi this sucker. Oh, we were just kidding. Can we touch this? Cool. Now can I vi? There we go. All right, so we're going to copy and paste this, and then we're going to read it, and we're going to guess what it does. That is disgusting. All right, let's get out of here. Let's do this instead. Let's open a folder, and let's go to repos, and then we're going to go to Packer, and we'll start nice and clean. All right, the Packer tutorial, paste. Ah, that's better. Let's save this. VS Code's going to be like, what on earth is this thing that you just gave me? I'll probably get an extension prompt here pretty soon. This is a complete Packer template that we use to build an AWS Ubuntu AMI in the US West 2 region. In the following sections, you'll review each block of this template in more detail. All right, cool. So let's just guess. So I can see the whole thing here. Packer, some sort of method or function. Require plugins, Amazon. Okay, so this is kind of like a provider, and it's pulling it from its GitHub source. And then the source is going to be Amazon EBS. I'm assuming these sources are kind of like a pre-configured AMI or API. Ubuntu, and the name, and then an instance type, a region, and then we're going to filter on star Ubuntu Zenil 16. So basically /star, this is going to be, hey, grab whatever's the prefix and suffix that makes this the newest version. It's going to be an EBS HVM. The owner is whoever this account ID is. SSH username is Ubuntu. Good to know. And the build name will just be learn Packer. And then our source is from our source. And I'm assuming these dots are just a path for this object. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. It says the Packer block contains Packer settings, including specifying a required package version. You'll find required plugins in the block. Okay, some plugins like AMI Builder, user built, maintained, distributed by Packer or by HashiCorp. Anyone can write and use plugins. Cool. Each plugin block contains a version and a source attribute. So the source is only necessary to require a plugin outside domain. Okay, good to know. And we did have one because this is Amazon's and it is not maintained by HashiCorp, therefore it is required. A version is optional, but they recommend using it, obviously, so we're all in the same version. Packer uses this, which is greater than 0.0.2, which we said here, make sure it's greater than or equal to 0.0.2. All right, so we do have a required, necessary, I should say, plugin, which is from Amazon, version number greater than or equal to, and where the source came from. Source block configures the specific builder. All right, so this is our Packer block, right? And then this is our source block, and this will be our build block. Okay, so source block has all the builder plugin invoked by build block. I'm assuming it's just API stuff. It defines basically what you want to use. It has two important labels, builder type and a name. So we have our builder type. I see the name. What is builder type? These two labels together allow us to uniquely reference source. Builder type is Amazon EBS, and then the name is Ubuntu. Got it. Okay. So in our source block, we have a builder type and a name. Got it. The build block defines what Packer should do with the EC2 instance after it launches. Okay, so after this launches, it's going to name it, I guess. This is probably a name tag, and then it'll be a sources tag. Let's see. The build block references AMI defined by source block. Okay, so this is just saying, hey, this is the name, and the source is this from the source block. We'll add a provision block and post-process block later. Okay, and then we authenticate. So before you can build an AMI, you need to provision AWS credentials. So basically set up AWS configure, which I already have set up, and then we'll initialize a Packer configuration. All right, so this is like doing a Terraform init. So you do a Packer init in this directory, and it's going to use this to initialize this Packer config. It downloads the plugins. Okay, so the same thing like Terraform does with modules, but Packer is going to do the plugins. It'll download the Amazon one like this, and then you can run Packer init as many times as you like. If it already has a plugin, it just says nothing. Packer has now downloaded an installed plugin. You're ready to build an AMI. Well, let's try it. Okay, let me open up a terminal. Windows Control tilde, by the way. Okay, so let's go into our Packer tutorial and let's try Packer init right here. And let's see what happens. So it should install a plugin, and it did. Version 1.0.4. Wow, greater than 1.0.2. That's pretty low, right? Okay, well, it did it, and it says we can do it as many times. If I do it again, what happens? Nothing, just as promised. Hey, HashiCorp, good documentation so far, although this is really old. Okay, so now we want to format and validate our template. So I'm assuming this is just like Terraform format, and whatever ugly code I have, it'll fix it. So let's try it. Packer format this directory. Aha! It moved that. Did you see that? Okay. You can also make sure it's syntactically valid by using packer validate. Okay, so far very similar to Terraform. Packer validate. Can I run it without the dot? No, I cannot, but my configuration is valid. Let's see, if your packer detects an invalid, it'll print out the file name. All right, let's break something. Save. I'm gonna not close that. Let's try packer validate. Uh-oh. Expected a comma to mark beginning of next line. It's missing an item separator. It's not really missing an item separator. It's pretty obvious what the problem is, but it didn't give me the correct solution. But we'll give them a B minus for trying. Packer image. Okay, so now we run packer build, and we just pass the file name, I guess. And it just builds the image. So where does this go anyways? Oh, it goes to the AMI page, to my custom AMIs. Okay, let's try it. Packer build, and then what's the name of this? AWS Ubuntu Packer HCL. Build it. Learn Packer output will be in this color. We'll only have one color. Pre-validating any VPC, AMI name. It found the image. Cool. Creates a temporary key pair. Interesting. A temporary security group. Interesting. Authorizing access to port 22. Launching a source. Adding tags. The name Packer Builder. Where did I get the name? Packer Builder. I wonder where I got that. I don't see that anywhere. I couldn't tell you. But it has a name. An instance ID. Waiting for instance to become ready. Oh, this isn't just like building an image, it's building an instance. And then I bet it does some kind of snapshot and then creates an AMI from the snapshot. Maybe that's what it's trying to do. That's probably an internal thing, Packer Builder. And it's using SSH to go in there. Connected to SSH, stopping source instance, and it's waiting for stop. I'm just guessing. It's going to take a snapshot and then it's going to create an AMI from the snapshot. Let's see what it does. Waiting for instance to stop. That could probably take a little while. In the meantime, I guess let's go ahead and go to our AWS Management Console. Let me sign in here. My session might be cached, and it is. Let's go to EC2. And then let's go to AMIs and see what we can see. Man, dark mode on this looks really weird. You do not own any images matching your filter criteria. All right, cool. Refresh. Let's open another tab with the EC2 dashboard and see what this instance is doing. All right, so I have two built from a previous deployment that I did, but I don't see, oh, wait, I'm in West 1. It's gonna be in West 2, it said. Let's change regions. Here's Packer Builder, it's stopped. All right, let's go to AMIs in West 2. Packer Builder is thinking. All right, status is pending. Let's see what it says. Stopping instance, waiting for instance. Stop creating AMI, learn Packer Linux AWS from instance. AMI is created, waiting for AMI to become ready, which we can see here. Refresh. So yeah, it looks like what it's doing. It's just creating an AMI from the instance. So it temporarily deploys an instance, has a temporary security group, temporary VPC. What VPC is this using anyway? Let's go take a look. Let's see, Ubuntu, Linux, launch time, AMI, location. Don't really see. Let's check out our networking. Public, private, VPC ID here. Is this labeled? Maybe that would help. No. I wonder if this is my default VPC. Tenancy is default. Default VPC, yes. How does it know to grab that? I wonder if it just made one. I don't know. All right, deleting. What is this doing here? Skipping enable AMI deprecation, terminating instance, cleaning extra volumes, no volumes to clean up. Security crypt's gone, key pair is gone. Finished after 3 minutes, 26 seconds. Artifact of successful builds are blah. And here's your AMI ID. Hey, that's pretty handy, huh? All right, so now I should be able to go to instances, and there's nothing here. It's terminated. Sweet. Okay, so that worked. And it's available. Well, let's go see what's next. Packer only builds images. It does not attempt to manage them in any way. After they're built, it is up to you to launch or destroy them as you see fit. After running the above example, your AWS account now has an AMI associated with it. They are stored in S3 by Amazon, so you may be charged. True. You can remove the AMI by first deregistering it on the management page. Next, delete the associated snapshot on the AWS snapshot management page. Oh man, I bet you that could get kind of crazy. Let's see if it actually wants me to do that. Launch it. You should have a general idea of Packer works. Yeah, create first minute. Continue next tutorial to install and configure software into your image with provisioners. Okay. And then we're going to refer to this plugin for more details, or Packer init or Packer build, and then HCL documentation. Okay, so basically what we went over was Packer init, which is very just like Terraform, Packer format, Packer validate, and Packer build, and that's it. And that's how you create an AMI. So that's a good start. So at this point, this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And in the next section, I'll start doing some provisioning. So come to the next one and follow along.